we believe, and we have seen all along, since we got independence, dockets that need professionalism are given to professionals.
All right.
But here, what has been exhibited is different. For as long as you stood with Kenya Kwanza, whether you got it to Form 4, whether you got it to Standard 8, you do not even have an iota of what that docket carries.
Okay.
But
I'm still interested. I'm still interested in understanding what this inclusivity Nanok, because what is quite different from the inclusivity that you're talking about. The cabinet is already constituted. The government is moving. So how are you going to entrench this idea?
Let me jump in.
I think I was not through on that matter.
I'll come back to you, sir. I'll come back to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Nanok.
Thank you for raising this. That, if you follow Ken's explanation, Ken is taking us round something he does not know. And that is the question I raised when you brought up that headline. This inclusivity thing. Now I want to play the devil's advocate. It may be true, it may not be, but this is my thinking. Inclusivity in the minds of Ken and his cohort is about someone. The day they will see that name appearing or being given a position, that is the day inclusivity will have taken place. I am just playing the devil's advocate.
Okay.
And those are the cards we will never know. And so we are dealing with something that we don't understand. Yeah?
Okay.
And that is why the talks are not moving anywhere. Because there are no achievables. You know, if you want to deal with matters, this should be measurable, it should be time-bound, it is something definite. When you don't know what you're dealing with, you will never know even if you have achieved it. Yeah? Now he talks of qualifications of those who have been appointed. He talks of these tribes. This country, we respect the tribes of this country by our constitution. They are identified. They are part of this country. When one person is given a position of a CS, that person is not representing his tribe. He or she is put there to serve Kenya. When you talk of the face of Kenya, I have no CS from my county, or a Turkana for that matter. There is no CS who is a Turkana. There could be a CS who comes from the tribe of Mheshimiwa Ken.
Yes.
I am not, but I suspect there is, and I think there is. And it is not about the tribe, but they want to make it look like inclusivity means having this one particular person from this particular tribe. It is not about Luo Nyanza, it's not about Kalenjin, it's not about that. Government is about service to the people of Kenya. Yeah? And as it were, and qualifications, all Kenyans, whether you have a degree or you don't have a degree, need food on the table. All Kenyans, whether they have a degree or they don't have a degree, have to get water.
Yes.
Yeah? They have to travel well in this country. Those social common services.
But you agree with me that negotiation should be there, talks, a conversation should be there.
I am saying conversation, dialoguing, communication together is a good thing.
Yes.
Generally, it is, because that is the way we forge unity, that is the way we forge togetherness, that is the way we create agreements. But we must know what is it that we want to talk about. This one is unknown.
What are some of the demands or some of the agenda that Kenya Kwanza is mooting to bring on the table, if you're privy to any? As Epuyo has brought their...
You know what, Victor? These talks are not being pushed by Kenya Kwanza. These talks are being pushed by Azimio.
So yours will be to respond?
Ours,
yes.
If at all we are in government, of course, and we are the people serving Kenyans, or this government is the one that is answerable to Kenyans.
Perfect.
And Azimio is part of those people that are being served by this Kenya Kwanza government. And so yes, there will be issues that we will need to address, negotiate about. We have a plan. I don't know whether you've heard that what the Kenya Kwanza has a manifesto called The Plan.
Yeah.
That plan is all about the economy, it's all about the security of this country, it's all about the social progress, it is all about democracy and democratization. So we must engage, we must talk, and there are avenues of talking. Parliament is one of them. This one outside.
Azimio has given Kenya Kwanza 1 month to respond. Mheshimiwa.
No. Like
one month for the talks to start.
Where is the 1 month coming from?
Starting now.
These timelines, who is deciding on them? Yeah? Could that be one of the reasons that is going to cause these discussions not to go on?
You may need to respond to that.
What about the timeline?
Okay.
Yeah,
what are we rushing about? Kenya is not folding.
Yeah. The timelines are actually very, very important because for Kenya to, for people to sit down and say we have to talk, there must be a reason.
Yes.
And if there is a reason, honestly, notwithstanding that we have taken different stance about this matter, we should show concern, we should show commitment. And this commitment will be seen if we are seen moving forward. We need to have timelines. At least by this time, we need to know what we have achieved, so that the country can know what is it that we were looking for, and from the discussions, what have we been able to make. When we say, when somebody says the timelines are not necessary, then these discussions may become indefinite, to the extent that we will reach a point where we may even forget about them because we don't know where we're heading for. So the timelines in this matter, to me, are very crucial. Just a moment. Just a moment. I want to go back to what you had asked Mheshimiwa Nanok. We really don't know whether Kenya Kwanza are taking this discussion serious. Because from when we had the first team, it was supposed to agree.
The bipartisan talks team.
Yes, the bipartisan. I'm very sure they had already come up with the details of what they want to put on the table.
Oh yes. There was.
I don't think this discussion is any different, very far. It's only composition that is different. And actually, if I was asked for me, we would even have some people from the civil society, from the clergy, seated on that. I'd even made this statement earlier.
Okay,
Victor.
Based on that, Mheshimiwa Nanok said that because of that collapse of the first bipartisan talk, he's not privy to the reason why that did not happen, why that committee was disbanded and the conversation did not continue.
It wasn't disbanded.
The conversation did not continue.
The conversation collapsed.
Exactly. Why did it collapse?
It did not move ahead because of the same reasons Kenya Kwanza are bringing now.
Which were the
As
reasons?
we speak today, you can see they have not even mentioned their team.
Yes.
As we see today, they have not brought the agenda to be discussed on the table. As we see today,
but Victor,
can you wait first?
No,
as we see today, those items don't want to be brought on the table for discussion.
Okay.
Then, if you don't want to hear as you talk about maybe like the cost of living, what do you want us to come and talk?
Victor.
If you don't want to come and talk about the issue of IPC,
Victor,
what do you want us to talk? Can you bring your issues?
Are you satisfied with
that?
Let us first of all design the platform. We need first of all design the platform. We just don't come and talk. First of all, we need to come away with a proper approach of how these discussions are going to be.
Okay, Victor, very good. The point of negotiation and the agenda moving forward. Mheshimiwa Nanok, what did you respond to that?
You know, Ken is just taking us around a wild goose chase. The first talks, as you asked him, why did they collapse?
He's answered you.
Why did they move?
He's answered you.
There was nothing. No single agenda was tackled from the word go. An ultimatum was issued. An ultimatum was issued. I am, by the way, I understand a lot of
Yes, I'm Mwalimu. I know you are
don't digress. Don't take me to.
Sir, now if you say I did not mention the reason why.
Back to class.
The issue is, Ken, let Victor not talk to us about a new dialoguing team as if there was none. There was a team of 7 from Kenya Kwanza, a team of 7 from Azimio, which was agreed. It was agreed. This one is talking about Is there an agreement? Is there an agreement? So that this team names their team and Azimio name their team. Is there an agreement? There is nothing. So you start giving timelines on a matter that has not been agreed upon. What are you doing? This politics of brinkmanship that Azimio is becoming
he told us he doesn't read newspapers.
Yeah. Is dangerous to this country.
So he doesn't know what is going on in this country.
We are not going to name
the correct
team
person
when we already know there is a team. There was a team that was constituted by Kenya Kwanza, and it is still there. Azimio walked out of that talk. They went to the streets. They called for this maandamano that created all these problems that we've been facing, and they are now coming up with a brand new team. If they want to form a new team, then let's agree. It is brand new. Was Mheshimiwa Kalonzo in the first team?
You circumvented the entire process.
Was Mheshimiwa Wamalwa in the first team of your Azimio team?
The back and forth that Kenya Kwanza came up with is the reason why the bipartisan talks actually ended. We were not moving.
From the look of things, gentlemen, it seems that there is trust deficiency amongst or between the two parties. That is the two coalitions.
Not trust deficiency, Victor. It is actually Kenya Kwanza feels that they have it all and they don't see anything that is wrong and have no reason whatsoever to sit down and talk. But it is the Mwananchi. It is the Mwananchi. He needs to understand the effect of all this is to the Mwananchi. We sit on behalf of Mwananchi.
I do. No, do you understand?
No,
you understand?
You have, but you see, as a shareholder,
do
what
you understand from yourself?
Somebody like
when you can call the same Mwananchi who are already suffering to the streets to suffer more. Do you understand? That is not the understanding.
It is enshrined in the Constitution. It is enshrined into the Constitution. There is nothing illegal that is being done.
There are no stones in the Constitution.
Of course.
Why do you carry stones in a maandamano?
You will talk about stones.
Obeying the Constitution.
You people are celebrating people who are there. You shoot people from the
That's a heavy word, Mheshimiwa Chonga.
And you bring stones.
That's a heavy word, Mheshimiwa Chonga.
If we are in Parliament, you will be told to withdraw.
Yes,
you should withdraw what you say.
I'll ask you to withdraw that.
No, Victor,
you should withdraw what you say.
I'll ask you to withdraw that.
If you insist. But if you allow me...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you allow me, I would substantiate. A situation, you have to watch the TV, Victor. You've been showing on the TV how a boy, innocent, not in the maandamano, is shot on the hand. He runs away, is shot from the back. When he's not even part of the maandamano. You saw what happened, the mother who was crying on TV yesterday.
Let's not go that direction.
The question is, the bipartisan talk, not the team is already formed, the 14-member team. We are yet to get the list from Kenya Kwanza.
There's no agreement.
There's no agreement yet.
So let's agree first that there will be dialogue. This is the agenda. Kenya Kwanza will name their team. I'm not the top gun in Kenya Kwanza.
Moving forward, gentlemen, at the end of the day,
we must agree.
We can speak from this end here with very sleek suits, but there is this big person, the Mwananchi. What has the common person, who is the big boss? I call the Mwananchi, the voter, the big boss. What does the Mwananchi have to benefit out of all this? Party lines aside, Kenya Kwanza aside, Azimio aside, what does your constituency in Kilifi stand to benefit? Back in Turkana, a very beautiful land, stand to benefit out of all this. Gentlemen, let me start with you, Ken.
Okay.
I'm one person who loves peace. Napenda amani sana. And in any country where there's peace, prosperity is bound. The benefit of these discussions, if first of all, I will start with the issue of the cost of living.
Yes.
Let us see the situation bearable. The government has all the machineries. It can subsidize quite a number of these whatever the Mwananchi needs to a bearable level. You need to understand the incomes are very low. Yields are very low. Salaries are very low. The government needs to come in to subsidize so that the Mwananchi can at least have some leverage.
Yes.
That is one. When we talk about the issue of reconstitution of IBC, you understand how volatile that matter is. There is no way one person can be left to be the referee, to be the player, and to be the arbiter in a game. We are saying that let Kenya Kwanza be involved in nominating that commission, so that by the time we come to elections, we know that we have a team that will not be partisan to one team. And I don't think there is anything wrong with that. Otherwise, the elections will just be a shambles. We are talking about, let's have inclusivity. As much as we voted as Kenya Kwanza and as Mio, let us have the face of the government let the face of government to be the face of Kenya, so that we can feel that we are one Kenya and we don't look at ourselves as one tribe. One reason why many countries have gone to the dogs are things like this. Because, Victor, you and me know very well, initially when we were talking about development enclaves in Kenya, where there are places which are highly developed, others are not underdeveloped, these are some of the reasons. We don't want to go back there. And that is what we're saying. There is need for us to have some inclusivity.
And finally, the interference with the political parties. Now,
the interference with the political parties is the actually most dangerous thing that we see Kenya Kwanza playing. You know, you don't go into a football match when you have borrowed or you have actually in football actually
you'll be disqualified.
Bring
some members of Gor Mahia from FC Leicester.
Yes, you take members of Gor Mahia.
I hope this is not the case.
That is the case now.
Okay. All right, Mheshimiwa Nanok.
And I don't think it's healthy.
I think it's good to debate with Honorable Ken. Sometimes he goes off the rails.
I think
most of the time
you have repeated that like 5 times. I don't know what you mean by that.
I'll explain when we are done. The issues he has actually alluded to.
Yes.
The agenda of the talks. Cost of living. The audit of the 2022 elections and the IBC and that. The question of inclusivity. By the way, that is the agenda that the newspaper, I think, has written out as the agenda brought out by Azimio. And my take, Victor, is this. Those were the agreed concerns and issues for the 14-member team. I go back to ask, what is new that is being brought on the table? Because that was the agenda of the 14-member team, which did not take off, And so, if we are going to discuss, it's already there, So let the team that was formed from the first moment take on the discussion, take on and bring us the report. And you know what, Ken? The beauty of that bipartisan engagement is that it was supposed to come back to Parliament. Anything that comes to Parliament, Victor, is a matter of the people. At the end of the day, public participation
when you have snatched over 50 MPs from Azimio and taken them to Kenya Kwanza, what would you expect?
Is where Kenyans and the Kenyan society is going to enrich and improve whatever that may have been decided upon. That opportunity is still there. We are not denying the discussions or the dialogue or the engagement. Okay? The problem is the sincerity of the matters that are being engaged on. You look at this one of inclusivity. Ken is completely unable to give you a definite inclusivity question that will be done on this table.
Okay.
Kenya is already, the cabinet is a representative of this country.
All right.
It is a requirement of the Constitution and Parliament when they were vetting these people. That was one of the areas they were talking about.
Okay.
And it was canvassed well enough, and that team passed in Parliament. and that is the executive we have. We cannot come now here and reinvent the wheel and deny what we already decided upon. On the question of cost of living and the economy, we are in agreement. Yes, the cost of living is high, it's tough. What do we need to do? We need to discuss so that we agree what we need to do in terms of the mechanism to bring down that cost of living.
Okay.
And I can tell you, Victor.
Yes.
Cost of living will never come down by throwing stones.
True.
It will never.
True. And it will come down. It will not come down by increasing CISs to 50, opening an office
that is
for
okay.
the Cabinet
That is a live matter in court.
Office for the,
and it is
for
being
the daughter
addressed.
of the president.
We have a way of addressing all these challenges, Victor. Let Azimio follow the law.
Okay.
Let Azimio be honest to what they want. It is not all these things are telling us that they want. What they want is a totally different thing.
Victor, allow me one minute. I want to respond to this question of course.
As you do that, tell me, Azimio has given Kenya Kwanza 1 month ultimatum to come up with their members so that a talk can begin after 1 month. So does it mean that the next 1 month there'll be no maandamano?
We are guided by principles of
Azimio.
Not Azimio. Maturity. I can say maturity and sobriety. We believe that 1 month, if they have the interest of this matter at heart, then definitely they'll come up with something.
Okay.
So we don't expect anything.
So there's no maandamano.
But should they behave otherwise?
Okay.
It is our constitutional right as well.
You have 20 seconds to respond to what he said.
Now, I just want to remind my friend one thing.
Already.
Yeah, I want to remind Nanok, because Nanok, whatever he says, you see Ken is confusing. You see Ken as if he doesn't not understand. We passed the finance bill just the other day. And looking at that finance bill, the way it is composed, honestly, Mwananchi is not going to see the cost of living going down anytime soon. And one of the reasons some of us are against that finance bill is that there are some items inside there which are not even worth being done at this time.
Okay.
For instance, the KDF has been allocated 145 billion Kenya shillings in this financial year.
Okay.
Are we going into war? Is Kenya preparing for war? Are there any equipment of war that Kenya wants to buy in preparation for war? Why can't we use this to reduce the cost of living?
Mheshimiwa Chonga, the question I want to ask you, there'll be no maandamano in the next 1 month, starting now until end of August, yes or no?
Well, we do not expect, for as long as Kenya Kwanza also plays in the same manner that there's seen interest of moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there hope for this country? Yes or no, Mheshimiwa?
Victor.
The director is here.
It's a good question. And I expected Ken to say to the affirmative that there should be no maandamano.
But from based on what he said, he's thrown the ball back to Kenya Kwanza, either to decide maandamano or not.
There is nothing conditional about us living in a peaceful country.
Okay.
All of us need that peace.
All right.
It is in peace that we will engage soberly. It is within that peaceful environment that we are going to talk in a manner that will improve the living standards of these Kenyans. And so we need peace. We don't need maandamano in order to deal with the issues that we are grappling with.
Gentlemen.
And we don't, the same way we don't need maandamano, we don't need outside mediation to cause us to talk and be on this table. We are capable of talking as a country, and we are already engaging. You can see myself and Ken, we are here, and we are in two different political formations. We are Kenyans at the end of it.
Allow me to ask you this question. Will you come back to the show to discuss this, Mheshimiwa Ken?
If invited, yes.
I will. Mheshimiwa Nanok?
Sorry?
Will you come back to the show?
Oh, any day.
Oh, yes.
Any
Thank
day.
you so much.
Yes.
That's where we stop it. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I wish we had more time, but hey, you also have to go to Parliament, I understand. All right. You also have to go to radio. That is Nanok Daniel, who is Member of Parliament of Turkana West, as well as Ken Chonga, Member of Kilifi South Constituency. Mheshimiwa, you arrested the other day. Pole for that. You are a man.
Thank you.
Let's take a break. We are going to radio. Once you come back after this. Good morning.